guys all survived Thanksgiving? Well, at least enough so that you're here.
So much fun.
You what?
Oh, I did your class last
Oh,
night.
you did?
I realized I can still do the Facebook Live thing. I found you.
Yay! Yeah, they're all on there, and they're all on our YouTube channel too. There's like thousands of videos, and it's mostly Katie, John, James, Kim, and myself teaching thousands and thousands.
Well, I realized if I did live, there was more pressure. Like,
yeah, I saw you.
People are here, you know. Whereas, you know, I pull up on those videos and I'm like, oh, that looks hard.
Right. Or like, oh, there's dog hair under there. I didn't even know. Right? I'm like, I just cleaned it. How did it do this? How did it do it? Like, it magically creates dirt. It might. I think it does. Anyways, thank you all for coming today. A few announcements before we get going. So December 10th, we will not have class. There's our annual holiday market here, so we will not have any yoga that day. So just a heads up on that front. And then it sounds like while I'm out for the baby, that John Cottrell will be taking over this time slot for about a month and a half, 2 months. So there will still be yoga, and it will be the fabulous John. So you all are in extra good hands. So still working out the details there, but I wanted to give you guys a heads up, and that will be happening, excuse me, towards the end of January. So plenty of time left to watch my belly grow. I don't know how, but it will. I keep putting on new shirts and I'm like, dang it, that doesn't fit. Dang it, that doesn't fit. It's entertaining. So, anyways, let's do some yoga. So, find a comfortable seat here on your mat. And take a moment to just shift around. Close your eyes. Maybe twisting a little side to side. Rolling your head back and forth, or your shoulders or wrists. And then eventually settling into your seated position. Once you've settled into that seat, then begin to focus your attention on your breath. Very intentionally drawing the breath in, using the muscles of the back of your throat. Filling yourself up as much as you can in this moment. Noticing that pause at the top of your inhale. And then allowing for that long, slow exhale out the nose. More or less mirroring your inhale. We're going to use the breath this morning as a practice for giving and receiving. So every time you inhale, you have this opportunity to receive, to accept. And for many of us, that's the harder place to sit in, is to receive. And then with each exhale, you're going to notice that gift of letting go, of giving. So we'll work collectively with this framework of giving and receiving, inhaling and exhaling. If there's something else calling to you as an intention, something else that brought you to your mat today that you'd like to weave in as well, begin to bring that in as an intention this morning. We'll take a few more strong breaths. letting that intention, maybe personalizing it a bit, let it sink in. On your next inhale, draw in a little more breath than you've taken so far. And at the top of your inhale, this time hold full. Lift up tall through the crown of your head. Hold in that space of retention. As you're ready, exhale out the nose or the mouth all the way to empty. It's like you're releasing that pressure valve. Do that twice more at your own pace, feeling these edges of your breath. Slowly opening your eyes. We're going to work with Nadi Shodhana this morning. So I've strategically placed some tissues in the center of the room if you need them. So real quick reminder, Nadi Shodhana, I think you all know it, but I'll do a quick demo. You'll close off one nostril, inhale through the opposite. Hold both closed, exhale through the opposite. Inhale through that same nostril, hold both closed, exhale through the one you started with. So I'll guide you through it. If you're familiar with it and want to go at a different pace than how I guide it, feel free to do so. So it's up to you to do that, but I'll guide you through the first 2 rounds, and then you'll be on your own for 2 more. All right, tissues are there if you need them. Pick up the left hand, fold over that pointer finger and middle finger. There's many ways to do this, but this is how I'm going to guide you. If you have a different version you prefer, you can. Close off the left nostril. Inhale through the right for a count of 5. Hold both closed for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale left for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale left for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold both closed for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale right for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale through the right for 5. Hold both closed for 5. Exhale left for 5. Inhale left for 5. Hold both closed for 5. Exhale right for 5. Now continue that at your own pace. Keep the breaths even, but you can extend them or shorten them. So they could go all the way up to 15 counts or all the way down to 3 counts. Count your own breath, make them each balanced. Once you've completed that second round on your own, the 4th round total, rest your hands in your lap, come back to that Ujjayi breath. And just notice, observe what's shifted without judgment. As you feel ready, start to bring in some movement here. And it could be subtle or it could be pretty big. Maybe it's just twisting side to side or rolling through the neck and shoulders. Just taking a few breaths now that you've sat for a moment, shifting and moving in a way that feels good to your body in this moment. And then as you feel ready, carry this forward onto hands and knees. Continue with moving around here. So that could be as basic as the cat-cow. Maybe you settle back to a child's pose and stay there for a few breaths. Maybe you walk forward and come up through a version of up dog. Really allowing for this experimentation to take place. Observing and feeling each micro and macro movement here. We'll take about 5 more minutes. As it feels right, making your way to our first downward facing dog, first inversion of the practice. Tucking your toes under, hips reach up and back. And in this down dog, you can stay more in that foundational pose, really pressing to the palms of your hands, hips extending to the sky. Or you can weave in that movement once again, bending and straightening the legs. Perhaps even shifting forward into a plank and back to a down dog. Still allowing for some organic movement and breath. Still focusing in on that inhale to receive, an exhale to give. The next breath or 3, make your way to a forward fold by walking your hands to the back of your mat. So you arrive in this forward fold, the back of your mat. Knees can be deeply bent here. Letting gravity, traction out the spine, maybe shaking your head a little yes and no. Just starting very kind to our body this morning. Inhale, slowly roll your way up to standing. Taking your time to get there. Inhale, arms float to the sky. Exhale, hands back to heart center. Inhale, re-extend the arms, full expression. Exhale, dive forward, either rolling your way or swan diving down. And then walk your hands back forward again. A little opportunity for a chaturanga here. Knees can come down for support. If you'd like chaturanga, inhale, cobra or up dog. Yeah, then exhale back to downward facing dog once more. Exhale, lower your knees to the earth. Make your way to a seat and come all the way onto your back, setting up for core work. Is anyone propless? I think you're all good. Okay, awesome. Come onto your back. Take hold of that prop, place it in between your thighs. Snug up to the pubic bone. And then float your legs straight up to the sky. Perfect. Now, check in with your back body. So if you're feeling some tension in the hips, hamstrings, or low back, you can always bend the knees. You can also keep the feet all the way on the ground. So there's a lot of places you can work here. Activate your feet so your toes are spread wide, either intentionally pointing or flexing. And then interlace the hands back. Take a huge breath down into the back body. Hold that breath in. Press the mid back into the mat. Curl tailbone up. Squeeze your prop. Exhale, head and shoulders lift. Squeeze your prop a second time. Hold low belly down. Inhale, lower head and shoulders. Hold the breath. Press the mid back into the mat. Curl tailbone up. Squeeze the prop. Exhale, head and shoulders lift. Shoulder blades lift, squeeze a little more, draw navel down. Yes. Inhale, lower head and shoulders. Hold the breath. Press mid back in the mat. Curl tailbone. Squeeze your prop. Exhale, head and shoulders lift. Shoulder blades lift, squeeze a little more, draw belly down. Inhale, lower head and shoulders. Hold the breath. Press mid back in the mat. Curl tailbone. Squeeze. Exhale, head and shoulders lift. Shoulder blades lift, squeeze a little more, draw navel down. Inhale, lower head and shoulders. Moving into 3-part twisting abs with your prop. Take a deep breath, spread it through the back body. Hold that breath, press mid back in the mat. Curl tailbone, squeeze. Exhale, head and shoulders lift. Squeeze a little more, draw navel down. Inhale, keep head and shoulders up. Squeeze your prop. Curl tailbone. Exhale, elbows towards right thigh. Yep, I switched up on Alya. Squeeze a little more. Pull low belly down. Inhale, torso back to center. Keep shoulder blades up. Squeeze your prop. Tuck tailbone. Exhale, elbows to left thigh. Squeeze a little more. Pull belly down. Inhale, torso to center. Hold the breath. Squeeze your prop. Tuck tailbone so the legs lift higher. Squeeze as much as you can, lift head and shoulders, legs higher, pull belly down. And inhale, release head and shoulders. Keep your legs up, we're not done. Take a deep breath into the back body. Hold that breath, squeeze your prop. Tuck tailbone, exhale, head and shoulders lift. Squeeze a little more, pull belly down. Inhale, hold head and shoulders, squeeze your prop. Tuck tailbone. Exhale, elbows towards right thigh. Squeeze a little more, pull belly down. Inhale, torso to center, hold the breath. Squeeze prop, tuck tailbone, exhale, elbows towards left thigh. Squeeze a little more, pull belly down. Good, inhale, back to center. Hold the breath, squeeze prop, tuck tailbone, exhale, shoulders lift higher, legs lift higher, pull belly down. Inhale, relax. Head and shoulders. What are we going to do? One more round. Take a deep breath in here. Next inhale, hold that breath. Squeeze your prop, tuck tailbone, exhale, head and shoulders lift. Squeeze a little more, pull belly down. Inhale, keep head and shoulders up, squeeze your prop, tuck tailbone, exhale, elbows towards right thigh. Squeeze a little more, pull belly down. Inhale, torso to center. Hold the breath. Squeeze. Tuck tailbone. Exhale, elbows towards left thigh. Good. Keep that left shoulder blade lifted. Pull belly down. Inhale, back to center. Hold the breath. Squeeze. Tuck tailbone. Exhale, elbows lift higher, legs lift higher, everything up as high as you can. And release. Set your prop aside. Walk your feet about mat width apart. We're going to do a little windshield wiper legs. So on your exhale, knees lower to one side. Inhale back through center line. Exhale over to the other, and just getting into a rhythm that feels good to your hips and your back body. A few more breaths here. You're always welcome to stay on one side longer if it feels really good. Or if you just want to, it doesn't have to feel really good. Coming back through center, moving into star spiraling pulse. Interlace the hands back behind your head. Extend your legs up and then bend your knees to 90-degree angles. Yeah, so knees stacked directly over hips, bent at 90 degrees or less. So you've got a square with your knees. There you go. Interlace hands behind your head. Take a deep breath down into low back. Hold the breath. Exhale, head and shoulders lift up. Deep breath in here. Top of your inhale, hold. Tuck tailbone. Exhale, elbows towards left thigh. Reach the right leg straight up towards the ceiling. Pull belly down. Inhale, flex your foot back towards your shin. Turn the toes towards center line. Exhale, pulse that leg, 3 little lifts without jerking. That's it, pull low belly down. So the leg is the only thing that's moving. Draw belly down. Inhale, bend both knees back to center. Hold the breath. Press mid back in the mat. Curl tailbone up. Exhale, elbows towards the right thigh. Left leg goes straight up to the sky. Pull belly down. Flex your foot back. Turn toes in. Exhale, 3 little pulses, reaching that heel towards the ceiling. So the leg is what moves, not your torso. Pull belly down. Inhale, back to center, bend both knees. Come back to center, hold the breath. Press mid back in the mat, curl tailbone. Exhale, elbows towards left thigh. Reach right heel straight up towards the ceiling. Pull belly down. Inhale, turn toes in. Exhale, pulse the leg. 3 little lifts, so you're unlocking that hip joint. Reaching into the sky, drawing, that's it. Pull belly down. Inhale, back to center, hold the breath. And both knees. Press mid back in the mat. Curl tailbone. Exhale, elbows towards right thigh. Reach up to your left heel. Pull belly down. Inhale here, flex the toes. Exhale, pulse. 3 little lifts. Yeah, draw the navel down. Inhale, back to center. We're going to do 1 more round here. Hold the breath. Press mid back in the mat. Curl tailbone. Exhale. Elbows towards left thigh, right leg goes straight up towards the ceiling. Pull belly down. Inhale, flex that foot down, turn the toes in. Exhale, pulse. 3 little lifts through that hip joint, reaching to the sky so you're activating the lowest abs. Draw belly down. Inhale, back to center. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone up. Exhale, elbows towards right thigh. Left heel towards the ceiling. Pull belly down. Inhale, flex the foot, spin toes in. Exhale, 3 pulses. Draw belly down. Inhale, back to center and release. Yeah, I like that. Let's do the full body stretch. Reach the arms overhead. Reach the legs towards the front of the room and just stretch yourself apart. Take a few breaths here, just creating space, especially through the core. Setting up for bridge pose. Exhale, arms come down by your sides, bend your knees. And you can do that set up by grazing the back of your heels with the fingertips if that aligns you. Otherwise, just make sure your knees are directly over the ankles, feet hip width apart. On your inhale, peel your spine up and away from the mat, lifting into bridge. Yes. You're welcome to use a prop under your hips or in between your thighs for more support here. Connect into that strong Ujjayi breath. Feeling for the space, creating this frontal plane of your body. using that inhale to continue to receive, accept. About 5 more breaths. Last 2 breaths. Make them some of your biggest breaths so far. Really expansive through the core, up through the heart center. And then with your next exhale, tuck tailbone. Slowly roll your spine down to the earth. Release here by either pressing the knees away or hugging the knees to your chest. Or as always, you can make up your own movement that feels good to your body. Roll over onto your left side. With your neck relaxed, press your way up to a seat. And all the way forward onto hands and knees. Take a few rounds of cat-cow, just mobilizing through the spine. And then ease your way down onto your forearms, setting up for a basic dolphin. So forearms are either parallel to one another or hands clasping at the top for additional support. Take a deep breath, spread across the upper back, lifting up and out of the shoulders. Squeeze the arms isometrically towards one another. Exhale, toes tuck under. Lift your hips to the sky for downward facing dog. I mean dolphin, not down dog. What am I saying? All right, hips reach high. And then really focus once again on your core here. So yeah, perfect. Lifting through your hips, good, Stacy. So you've got that activation, creating more space in the spine. And keep drawing your hips back like that. Does that feel okay? Breathe here. Yes, perfect. On your next inhale, option to extend the left leg up to the sky. Good. Spread your toes. Reach that leg high, creating space in the torso. Keep pressing down with the arms. Lifting up through the hips all the way up to that left side. Exhale, slowly lower the left leg. Inhale, without momentum, extend the right leg up to the sky. Yes. Good. Spreading through the toes. Good, Joanne. Create that space in the spine through lifting through that leg. Keep rooting down through the forearms, feeling that engagement even at your base. Exhale, lower the right leg. 5 more breaths in dolphin. Press to the earth with the forearms. Let your head hang so the neck has an opportunity to let go here. For the last few breaths, maybe tiptoeing the toes in closer, extending the hips higher to the sky, getting more perpendicular with the earth with your torso. Take one more huge breath in, filling up the core. And then exhale, slowly ease your knees to the earth, taking a seat in child's pose, embryo or puppy. Finding a pose that allows you to release here, to surrender, to be held by the earth. About 3 more full breaths. And inhale, ease your way back up to hands and knees. Exhale, up and back to downward facing dog. Just notice what's shifted, observe what's changed. Maybe shaking the head a little bit here, yes or no. Filling this inversion up with your breath. Yeah, and you can always exhale out the mouth as that release valve, that letting go. Your next exhale, gaze forward, step or hop to the top of your mat, arriving in your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, extending the spine. Beautiful. Exhale to fold it back in. Inhale, spinal extension. Halfway lift. Exhale, roll it back in. Once more, reach back to the sit bones, lengthen to the crown of your head. Exhale, fold it in. And inhale, come all the way upright. Arms reach overhead. Exhale, hands to heart to center. Take a moment, connecting back into that intention. And then preparing for classical suns. On your inhale, float the arms back up to the sky. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Slow and controlled dive. Inhale, step left foot back, lunge. You're welcome today to bring that knee down or keep it lifted. Inhale, torso rises. One or both arms can extend to the sky. And stay here for a few breaths, lifting through the heart. Soften the shoulders. That's it. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step your way back to plank pose. You can always come down to your knees for extra support. Chaturanga is optional. Either lower slowly, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And we'll all meet back in our downward facing dog. Deep breath in and down dog. Exhale, step left foot forward, lunge or low lunge. Lift and open through the torso. Fill this pose up with breath and stay here for a few intentional breaths. And then exhale, hands to the earth, forward fold. Inhale to rise up, arms reach overhead. Exhale, hands back to heart center. Moving through this flow, inhale, re-extend. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana, slow and controlled. Inhale, right foot back, lunge. Keep that inhale going, lift and open, spreading through the torso. Exhale, hands to the mat, step to plank. Your choice, directly to down dog or vinyasa. Move with your breath. We'll all meet up in downward facing dog. Gorgeous boy. Exhale, step right foot forward, low lunge on this side. Lift and open, telescoping through the ribs. Exhale, hands to the earth. Step forward, Uttanasana. Inhale to rise up, arms sweep. Exhale, hands to heart, center. Beautiful. Inhale, re-extend the arms. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, left foot back lunge. Keep that breath going, lift and open. Exhale, hands to the earth, step to plank. Down dog or chaturanga, move with your breath. From chaturanga, inhale to cobra, or up dog, exhale to downward facing dog. Good, Adam. Exhale, step left foot forward, lunge. Lift and open. Exhale, hands to the earth, forward fold. Inhale to rise up, arms reach tall. Exhale, hands to heart. Last round here, inhale, re-extend. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, right foot back, lunge. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, moving with your breath, hands to the mat, step to plank. Down dog or chaturanga. Inhale for your cobra or up dog. Yes, exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot comes forward. Lift and open, keep that inhale going. Beautiful, exhale, hands to the mat, forward fold. And now come all the way up, reaching tall. Exhale, hands to heart. Close your eyes, take a moment. Mountain pose. So hands either at heart center or resting by your sides. Fill your body up with breath. On your next inhale, keep your eyes closed. Float the arms up to the sky. Exhale, sit back to chair pose. You're welcome to open your eyes here if you prefer. But really taking that intention of being more internally focused. So with your eyes closed, you're paying attention to what's going on inside. Then with each inhale, focusing once again on that receiving, that acceptance, that bringing in. Each exhale, letting go, maybe settling a little bit deeper. Yes. Inhale, straighten the arms back up. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Beautiful. Inhale, spinal extension, that half lift. Exhale, place your hands on the mat and just step your way back to plank pose, upper push-up position. Knees can always come down for support here. Holding the core strong, press the ground away. Now, you can always skip and go directly to down dog. Otherwise, flow with me, slow and controlled. Chaturanga, shoulder blades hug spine, pulling away from the earth as you lower. And then inhale, scoop the chest through cobra or up dog. Drawing shoulder blades back, lifting to the heart. And then exhale back to downward facing dog. Sometimes just breaking down those poses make it so much more challenging. You feel all those little muscles fire up to support you. Rooting down strongly through the hand. Focus on the pointer finger and the thumb pressing into the earth so you get this internal rotation. On your next inhale, extend the left leg up to the sky. Spread through the toes, reach this leg long. And then exhale without momentum, step that left foot through. Rise up, warrior one. So back heel, roots down, arms extend up to the sky. Soften through the shoulders. Just taking a few moments to set yourself up in this warrior. Really pressing down to the outer edge of that right foot. lengthening out to the chest, to the crown of your head. Archer, warrior one. Bend that right elbow. You can bring the left hand onto the right elbow to start. You can stay here or wrap that left arm behind the back. Clasping hands lifting through the chest. If you can't quite grab hands, you can use your clothing. Feel into the softening around the shoulders and jaw here. Inhale, re-extend the arms to the sky. Exhale into Eagle Warrior One. Wrap the right arm under the left. Get that second wrap if it's available. Elbows up in line with the shoulders, soft press forward. Breathe into the back of the heart. And if this feels like too much pressure, you can always wrap the hands and grab the shoulders with opposite hand. Good. Breathe into the heart. Soften the shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, unwind, open the arms back up. Exhale, this time release the arms behind you. Interlace the fingers, draw the knuckles down. Lift up to the chest. You're welcome to stay here upright or move into your ostrich dive forward. Bringing the torso to the inside of that left leg. Clasp hands, reach away from your sit bones. Breathing down into the hips. I'm letting that breath trickle all the way up into the shoulders and the chest. Exhale, lower the clasp, then release your hands to the ground. Step your way back to plank pose. Your choice, you can move through a vinyasa or move directly into downward facing dog. Could also replace your vinyasa with a cat-cow if that feels better to your body this morning. Yeah, and you can always add extra push-ups if that feels better too. On your next inhale, extend the right leg up to the sky. Yes, nice, slow and controlled movement. Spread through the toes, reach that leg long, and then reach it high towards the ceiling. Without momentum, slowly step that right foot through, rising up, warrior one, back heel, roots down strongly. Inhale to float your arms up to the sky. Take a moment, settle into your warrior. Squaring the hips more or less to the front of the room. Filling this pose up with breath. Yeah, and if there's a different arm position that you prefer, take that. Moving into Archer Warrior One. Bend the left elbow. Bring the right hand to the elbow to start, maybe staying here or wrapping that right arm behind the back. Clasping hands or grabbing clothing. Weave in some ease in the shoulders and the jaw. Or can you soften? Inhale to float the arms back up to the sky. Exhale into Eagle Warrior One, wrapping the left arm under the right. Getting that second clasp if you can. Shoulders draw down and back. Elbows lift up and pull forward. Breathe into the back of your heart here. Notice as awareness and attention move there, how it shifts what you're feeling, what you're experiencing. A few more breaths. Inhale, unwind the arms. Exhale, release the arms behind you. Interlace the fingers, start to draw the knuckles down, lift up to the chest. Elbows hug towards one another. Exhale into your ostrich pose. Torso to the inside of that right thigh. Head hangs heavy. If it's available today, clasp hands, reach up to the sky, opening more to the shoulders. Yes, beautiful. Finding the version that best works with your body in this moment. Moving the breath all the way down into your hips. 2 more full breaths here. Exhale, lower the clasp, then release your hands to the mat. Step back to plank. Your choice, down dog or vinyasa. You can always add push-ups. You can always change this into cat-cow. But over the next breath or so, we'll all meet up in downward facing. Inhale, extend the left leg up and back. This time, bend the knee, open up through the hip. Create a little more space to that hip flexor, the obliques. Notice that mid-back soft spinal twist occurring. And then inhale, re-extend the left side. Without momentum, step that left foot through, warrior 2. Back heel rotates down. Inhale, rise all the way up to your warrior. Take a moment orienting yourself here. This time squaring your hips towards the window side of the room. Arms more or less parallel to the earth. Good, tailbone softly tucked. So you've got that core engagement. Fill this pose up with breath. Can you soften through the shoulders? Let your arms hold the weight. Reverse warrior, flip that left palm to the sky. Exhale, reach up and back, opening up through this left side body. Whatever version you like with that right hand, hand can be on your hip or arm can wrap around, grabbing hold of the inside of the left thigh. Breathing into this left side of the torso. Relax the head. Yeah, that's it. And moving into a neck stretch. Yeah, Jen's like, I'm already going there. Reach the left arm forward. Relax the head towards that right shoulder. Breathe into this left side of the neck. All the way down to the fingertips. Reaching through the left arm, come back up through warrior 2. Straighten out the left side. We're going to come into triangle pose. You may want to shorten the stance a bit here. And then reach that left arm as far forward as you can. Tip it down. Right arm extends up to the sky. Awesome. Single plane here. Connecting into your breath. Find the version that works best for your body. Keep breathing deep, creating more space. Option to stay here or turn this pose on its side, coming into Ardha Chandrasana for the last few breaths here. You're welcome to grab a prop if you'd like. Rocking forward, coming into this standing balance. About 3 or so more breaths. Oh, look at you, all are being badasses. I love it. Lift that right leg so it's at least as high as the hip. Activate the thigh, activate the foot. Yes. Release. Slowly lower the right hand down to the ground. Step the right foot to the back of your mat. Make your way back to plank pose. Your choice, down dog or vinyasa. Move with your own breath pace. And we'll all meet up in that downward facing dog. Inhale, slowly float the right leg up and back. Exhale, bend that right knee, open up through the hip. Breathing into that obliques, those obliques rather, up into the joint. Filling the space you're creating with the movement and the breath. Inhale, re-extend the right leg. Without momentum, step that right foot through. Warrior two, rising up with the inhale. Take a moment, situate. Connecting into this pose. Squaring the hips to that left side of the room. 90-degree bend through the right leg. Arms are soft, or rather shoulders are soft, arms supporting their own weight. Fill this pose up with breath. Yes. Reverse warrior. Flip that right palm to the sky. Exhale, reach up and back. Whichever variation you'd like with that left hand, on hip, down the leg, or even coming into that half bind. Breathe into this right side body. Even unsticking the ribs from one another, even creating space in that right armpit. Moving into our neck stretch, reach the right arm forward. Allow the head to hang heavy towards the left shoulder. You can move the head or arm around till you feel that delicious stretch to the side of the neck. Reaching through the right arm, come back up, all the way into this triangle pose. Straighten out the right leg, perhaps shortening your stance. And then reach the right arm forward and down. Left arm extends up to the sky. Finding this two-dimensional pose. Stacking shoulders over shoulders, hips over hips. Breathing into the space you created. You're welcome to stay here or transition into that Ardha Chandrasana. Bringing a block with you if you need. Rock the weight forward. Yes, gorgeous. Activate that left leg, left arm extends to the sky. If you bound on the first side, you're welcome to take that bind on the second side as well. Awesome, Kathy. 2 more breaths here. Release, lower the left hand down to the ground. Left foot steps to the back of your mat. Make your way to that upper push-up plank position. Your choice, down dog or vinyasa. Move with your breath. We'll all meet up in downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg reaches up and back. This time without momentum, step left foot through, crescent lunge. Back heel and knees stay lifted. Inhale, arms extend up to the sky. Opening more through the torso here. On your exhale, bend the elbows, start to lift and open through the heart. If it feels good, you can start to lean back, still lifting as if there was a strength in the sternum, so you're not sinking into low back. Breathing into the chest and belly. Staying here, we're turning this into Lance Dodger, bringing the left arm behind the back, right hand behind the head. Start to lean back, opening even more through the front body. Strong, controlled breath, supporting the intensity of the pose. Inhale to rise back up, re-extend the arms. Exhale into a spinal twist, either hooking the right elbow over the left thigh for a prayer twist, or a right hand down, left arm extending up to the sky. Back knee can always come down for support here, taking a twist that works for your body today. Breathing into the heart here. Using that exhale to connect back to your core, connect back to your center. Two more full breaths. Inhale, unwind, hands back down to the mat. Lower the right knee down to the ground. Walk your hands and left foot forward so you come into a deep low lunge. So you're working on stretching out through this right quad, right hip flexor. You may want to add some padding under that knee if it starts to bother it. You're welcome to stay here if you feel a lot. You can extend one or both arms up, or you can even come into lunge, H to the B, drawing that heel into your glutes, lifting through your heart. So about 3 to 5 more breaths, opening through that right quad, right hip flexor. Still opening through the heart center. Noticing what bubbles up as you stay in that intensity. And then release. Bring your hands back down to the mat. Step back to plank pose. Your choice, vinyasa or directly to down dog. Inhale, right leg floats up to the sky. Without momentum, step that right foot through. Crescent lunge, back heel and knees stay lifted, arms sweep to the sky. Taking a moment, feel out this warrior. Hips squaring to the front of the room, torso extending to the sky. Then exhale, bend the elbows, lift more through the heart. Once again, you can turn this into a back bend if that feels okay. But regardless of where you are, still lifting through the sternum, creating space. Option, take Lance Dodger, left hand behind the head, right arm behind the back, start to lean back, opening even more through the chest and belly. Fill this pose up with that full Ujjayi breath. re-extend. Exhale into your version of your spinal twist, mirroring the former side. Elbow hooks over the knee, or left hand down to the ground. Back knee can always come down for support. Connecting to your breath with this twist. Yes. Beautiful. Use that inhale to create more spaciousness. Use that exhale to connect back to your center line, to draw yourself carefully deeper into the pose. Exhale, lower your hands to the mat. Add some padding into that left knee if you'd like. Lower the left knee down. Hands come onto this right thigh. Start to inch that right foot forward. Shift the hips forward. This can be where you stay. Or one or both arms can extend up, which elongates the torso. Or you can bend that left knee, come into lunge, H is the B variation. About 5 breaths here. Breathing into the intensity. Still lifting through the chest wherever you are. Two more breaths. Exhale, release. Make your way back to plank pose. Taking a final vinyasa or moving directly to your last downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, exhale, step or float your way through to a seat on your mat. And then look up here for a quick moment. So we're going to finish up with a shoulder stand or a shoulder stand variation with some funky leg variations if that feels okay. So I'm going to show the shoulder stand variation since full shoulder stand doesn't feel great to my body right now. So shoulder stand variation. You're going to bring your feet up the wall. Use the wall as leverage. Lift the hips up to the sky. This can be where you work. And then you can work with this version. You can work with a hip stretch. So taking the splits. You can get closer to the wall if that feels good. Take a Baddha Konasana. You can also take windshield legs, extending them out to the sides, moving them back and forth, or helicopter, rotating them around and coming into a twist with the legs. So we'll be upside down for about 10 breaths. If you're working with full shoulder stand, you can always place a blanket at the back of your upper back so your head has a little more space as well. Any questions or thoughts here? Okay, have fun. Go upside down. About 10 breaths total. Yeah, you can always just rest your hips on a block in that Viparita Karani variation as well. And you can also take a lotus, half lotus, if you like. Just moving with your breath. If shoulder stand feels totally horrible to you today, don't do it. You can take a bridge pose or make something else up. You made me over. Happy to give another variation. Just taking 10 or so deep breaths upside down. Yeah, awesome. no rush, but once you feel complete with that, taking some time at a neutral spine. If you'd like to take that fish pose, you can, but only if that feels okay on your neck and shoulders. And eventually making your way all the way down onto your back. Taking any final movements that will complete your practice. Maybe that's a spinal twist. Maybe that's bridge pose. Maybe it's Baddha Konasana or Happy Baby. As you do feel ready, making your way into this place of final relaxation. Shavasana. And really finding whatever version of Shavasana that works best for your body today. So that could be the traditional version with your legs down, arms by sides. Maybe it's resting on your side or using props for support. Just letting your body be heavy here, held by the earth. If you have an aversion to smoke, would you please raise your hand for me? Okay, perfect. I'm gonna burn a little bit of sage, but I will not come near you if you raise your hand. I'm just surrendering for these last few moments of class. fresh, deep breath into your lungs. Notice that aliveness that comes with the breath. And slowly start to bring movement back into the body. Eventually making your way over to one side, symbolic fetal position. And with eyes still closed, press your way up to a seat on your mat. Inhale to reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Just take a moment for gratitude for your practice, this time you gave yourself, this